They say that the only constant in life is change. And while that's true, there are some things we can do to make ourselves more resilient to whatever life throws at us. Right now, many people are worried about a possible recession, and with good reason. There are a lot of factors beyond our control that could negatively impact our finances if we are not prepared. But even though we can't predict the future, we can take steps today to help us with any financial storms that may be coming our way. Having an emergency fund is one of the most important things you can do to protect yourself financially. An emergency fund is a safety net of sorts. If you rely on a single source of income, you're putting yourself in a precarious position. If that income stream dries up, you'll be left scrambling to make ends meet. However, if you have several sources of income, you'll be much better off. For example, let's say you lose your job. If you have another income stream to fall back on, you won't have to worry about how you're going to pay your bills. You'll be able to use your savings or the income from your other sources to cover your expenses while you look for a new job. There are a lot of different ways you can diversify your income. If you have a job, you can pick up a part-time gig in the evenings or on the weekends. You can also look into starting a side hustle or small business. If you're good at something, you can monetize that skill by teaching others. Or you could sell products or services related to your hobby. The possibilities are really endless. The most important thing is to find something that you're passionate about and that you enjoy doing. That way it won't feel like work and you'll be more likely to stick with it. Another great way to recession-proof your finances is to pay off high-interest debt. But it does mean that you're taking steps to make yourself more resilient and better prepared. In uncertain times, it's important to remember that there are things you can do to protect yourself and your family. By following the tips above, you can help ensure that you're in a strong financial position, no matter what the future holds. Thank you for watching. When you're in debt, you're essentially borrowing money from someone else, and you're usually paying a pretty high interest rate on that loan. That means a large chunk of your monthly payment is going towards interest rather than actually paying down the principal balance. This is a problem because it keeps you from being able to save money and invest in yourself. High-interest debt is especially problematic during recessions, since you may lose your job or have your hours cut. If you're still making payments on a credit card or other high-interest loan, that can make it very difficult to make ends meet. The best way to avoid this is to pay off as much of your high-interest debt as possible. Start by listing out all of your debts, including the interest rate you're paying on each one. Then make a plan to pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first. Once that debt is paid off, move on to the next one, and so on. You can also look into balance transfer cards or personal loans to help you consolidate and pay off your debt faster. The key is to make a plan and stick to it. By paying off your debt, you'll free up more of your monthly income to save and invest. You will also reduce the amount of stress in your life knowing that you're not drowning in debt. It's the money you turn to when unexpected expenses come up or when your income drops and you need to make up the difference. Without an emergency fund, you'll be forced to borrow money during tough times, which can be expensive and put you in a tough spot. On the other hand, having an emergency fund gives you the peace of mind knowing that you can handle whatever life throws at you. The amount you'll need will vary depending on your individual circumstances. However, most experts agree that you should have enough set aside to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. If you don't have that much saved up, start with whatever you can and work your way up from there. Even just having 1 month of expenses covered is better than nothing. To build your emergency fund, start by cutting back on unnecessary spending and then set aside a portion of your paycheck each month until you reach your goal. Keep the money in a separate savings account so it's not tempted to spend it. That way you can easily access it when needed. So in this video, I am going to share 3 ways to recession-proof your finances so you can feel more confident and secure regardless of what happens. Okay, no. 1 is to build an emergency fund. No. 2 is to pay off high-interest debt. No. 3 is to diversify your income stream. One of the best ways to recession-proof your finances is to have multiple sources of income. Recession-proofing your finances doesn't mean that you going to be 100% protected from whatever economic downturn might happen.